Thank you to our frontline patrons, Strawbones, Rotom4765, Midnight Gemlord, Artgoon, and Sean. Okay, so we already talked about the commandments and how, for lack of a better term, mixed they are, but can we actually sit down and talk about the graces? And, like, how they ain't safe either, because they are also, like, really, really stupid. But in, like, the opposite way that a majority of the commandments are. Like, the graces are just too good. They are too good. Even the worst grace is 10 times the ability. Really, like, 2 times, but semantics. 10 times the, actually, like, 2.5 times the ability of the commandments. And it's, like, genuinely crazy, and I don't think I can even begin to imagine and fathom how unfair the power balance would be if the base archangels were actually any more than fodder. So let's actually talk about that. So the thing about the graces is that they come with no drawbacks. If and only if you are actually the appropriate species for them. Yes, all you Escanor fans out there, trust me, I know. He got quite a drawback from having a grace, but still, like, hear me out a little bit. If you are a goddess and you get one of the graces, there are no drawbacks. The only hypothetical drawback to one of them is that you do not have access to the power at all times. However, in comparison to some of the drawbacks of the other set of godly powers that another powerful species has access to, the graces are nothing but positives. And let's start with, arguably, like, at least in my mind, it's the worst one because it's the most basic of them all. Flash. You would think that just having really strong light control wouldn't do you much good. Because, like, it's just light control. Like, what are you really good? But it's snapped. It's snapped. Because not only does the base grace just give you, you know... let me run my mathematics. 2.5. Well, let's see. Actually, let me run the mathematics. So there are 4 graces. So 8. An eighth of a deity's power. The same deity who went and created an entire realm. You get access to just that much raw juice. That much raw gains is pumped straight into your bones just by having Flash. By the way, you don't have to use it. You don't have to do anything. Just by having Flash, you have an eighth of the power of someone who created a sun. Just put that into perspective. Imagine if you had enough power, or an eighth of the power of someone who could create the earth, and then just multiply that to the sun's level. For perspective, 1.3 million earths can fit inside the sun. So, you know, do the mathematics on how many earths you would be able to make and or destroy if you had access to an eighth of the supreme deity's power. So just think of that. But also realize that you are like fast. Like fast. Like, so fast that you might as well not really be moving and just be teleporting everywhere. Sure, there are definitely things faster than you, as self-admitted by Ludishel himself. He said Ominous Nebula was faster than the domain of his grace, the Flash, which is crazy, don't get me wrong. But still, in our world, being as fast as light, what do you really need to worry about? Nothing can hit you. Light can probably barely hit you. There's literally nothing on this planet that could stop you. 2, top it off with the fact that it just enhances all of your base abilities. The goddess's whole thing is manipulating light. Arc is their base archetypal magic. And you know what Flash does? Just makes it better. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It literally just makes all your light abilities better. Because, you know, why not? Like, who needs just basic light abilities when you can have the next level, the extra sauce, that good, if you will? That's crazy, and it's the most basic of them. It's literally, you don't get any extra special properties. Like, it'd be one thing if you could, like, shift your body into light, or you could, like, manipulate light particles to the point where, like, you create illusions and stuff like that by controlling the refractions. No, it's literally nothing but sparkles and speed, and it's still pretty much, like, even piety and love, 2 commandments that I say are the most useful and the least harmful to their respective user, still pale in comparison to arguably the worst grace. Because it's much weaker, And on top of that, you get much less utility out of it. You just get stronger with a special curse. That's it. You do not get any new amps or any new abilities. It's crazy. Moving on to the next worst grace, ironically enough, at least in my mind, I can definitely see arguments for people being like, this should be number one. But for the drawback, I have it low. Sun. Sun is dumb, alright? Let's be real about it. If Mael was a bit demonic, all he would have to do to maintain the one state is just consistently move with the planet, drag his opponent with him, and consistently maintain that high noon. That's all he needs to do. And then he is literally nigh on unstoppable. Like, legitimately, you gotta remember, the only beings that stopped the one, supposedly, were the literal demigods of the verse, like Assault Mode, Prime Melee, well, maybe not Assault Mode, Demon Mark Mel may have ran that bad boy up, but at least in terms of the raw powers, this level of strength has you out of this world in comparison to majority of the competition. And that's not including the fact that even before you hit noon, you are drastically out of control. You are wacky. You are bonkers in terms of raw strength you have. It takes a character like Escanor, who at nighttime is probably weaker than you and me as individuals with 15 stats, and turns him into one of the strongest characters in the verse by dawn. Like, legitimately, you'd be the weakest in winter. Just because you have a majority of time away from the sun. But even then, it doesn't really work like that now that I think about it, because it's just geographical positioning. So realistically, it doesn't really matter, as long as you're just following the position of the sun. If the sun is just directly above you, bada bing, bada boom, it's high noon, baby. So it's stupidly cracked, and that's just ignoring all the other abilities you get with it. Like, it's not like Sun just comes with, oh, you get stronger throughout the day. You also get complete immunity to fire, and just a general extremely hot presence, so weapons just melt. Not by touching you, not by like reaching your skin or anything like that. No, being in the presence of any weapon ever just melts it, because it can. Like, you never have to worry about getting hurt ever, because you are just consistently heated. That's a little bit bonkers. Can you imagine throwing a sun at somebody? Like sitting down, you and me, imagine just raising your palm because someone annoyed you, and you hit them in the face with a star. Just a straight star. Nothing, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You just slap them in the face with a celestial body. Isn't that a little bit much? And notably, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm not sure if you get the 8th of the Supreme Deity's power consistently, or it really is just dispersed throughout the day. But I'm gonna say you probably get the base amp, and then you have Sun on top of it. Escanor was weird. Actually, no, because that's the thing. Escanor was weird, but he wasn't that weird. He wasn't that outlandish. So realistically, it still is a little bit whack, but still, having that level of power for even just 12 hours is fundamentally insane. But you know what else is fundamentally insane? Tornado. Tornado is dumb. We've already gone over it. You get the power boost. The power boost is nice and everything, but can we talk about like how stupid wind is? How it's basically just like, we have telekinesis at home, but arguably even better. Like, can you imagine just having full flexibility and capability to just control all wind currents? Tornadoes, not a threat. Hurricanes, not a threat. Any, really almost nigh on any natural phenomena that could be considered dangerous could just be stopped by you. Because all you need to do is hit it with a whole ton of wind. You could spin it right round, baby, right round. That's what you get with tornado. And there are no drawbacks either. And the thing is, you do have access to just a wind barrier. It just spins so fast and so hard naturally that nothing's ever going to reach you. It took Derriere, in her prime, one of the 10 commandments, to literally shred her flesh and bone to pierce through that barrier. And even then, Sariel could arguably be off guard in that moment because he didn't think that would happen. And with that being the case, I don't think I need to explain to you that nothing on this good green earth is as strong as Derriere's fist flying towards your face. You are walking indestructibility with wings, I suppose. Like, if the grace gives you wings, you get wings, which is crazy to think about. But still, and that's just a simple, that's the thing. None of these powers are really overly complex. They aren't fancy. You don't have to train much for them. There isn't much like learning curve with any of these abilities. It's literally just you do it. You get the ability and you act. You need to think about how to use love properly to make sure you aren't paralyzed in the same spot and are able to function and move. You need to work with piety and figure out how to give the correct commands to people and stuff like that. You need to carefully monitor your own thoughts and conversations if you have reticence. Tornado, I spin really, really fast. And if that, I spin wind really, really fast. You don't have to do anything. It's such light work. All these graces are so, like, the thing that annoys me the most about the graces is that hypothetically with the commandments, if you like stat pad, high skill ceiling yourself, you get multiple tries and stuff like that, you can technically make any of the commandments cracked with their curses. You can definitely do it. But it's like, if you had to be offered the pick between commandments and graces, it's either playing a game on like super crazy, insane, next level hard mode or baby mode. Who's not gonna go baby mode when you get more power, more abilities, easier ability? Like, it's so stupid. And can we talk about Ocean and how it's also dumb? Because you literally don't even have to try. Like, your body naturally liquefies. Uh-oh, I'm about to get hit. No, you aren't. Oh, someone got on my nerves. Hit them with an ocean. Just the whole thing. Like, realistically, if Mael, or not Mael, if Esterosa could be drowned within a portion of the ocean, Esterosa's a pretty big dude. Can you imagine just hitting a regular person with the same amount of water he was in? Like, what? What, like, the insane things you'll be able to do with Ocean just by having it. Having complete control over water, never ever having to get hurt again, having full capability of sending someone else to another dimension. Like what are these? Like genuinely, the graces as a whole feel like Nakaba compensating. Like, I feel like he introduced the commandments and was like, I made these guys a little bit too strong. I need to counterbalance them with something even crazier if I'm going to have less of them. And I think he may have dialed it too far. Like, it's literally not a competition. I'm writing a video as if it were a competition. Trust me, I am. But, like, from power to versatility to ability to everything, the grace is just below the commandments out of the water. And it's just not fair. However, that's what I think. Please let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure the little notification also miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do a Patreon down below and support for as low as $1 a month. Get exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Got the Pencil, writing off.